Yo, yo, what it do? You know what it is, your boy, Freaky, the Backpack King of Rap, MC. And we talking about the notorious Tim Dog, the man who challenged Compton, California. First of all, rest in peace, Tim Dog, rest in peace, Easy E, rest in peace to all our fallen soldiers. You know how we do. And secondly, this is nothing against California and New York. I'm just hitting the subject because I'm influenced by the boom bap in New York, the G funk in West in California, the bounce in the Midwest, like Chicago. You know what we do. Of course, I'm influenced by the soul here in the South. So now, since we got that done, shout out to all coasts. Rest peace, Pac. Rest peace, Easy E. Rest peace, Tim Dog. Rest peace, Prodigy. Rest peace, Buffy. And rest peace, see who else we got. Big Pun. Rest peace, Bad AZZ. Mm-hmm. Rest peace, Prince Marky D. I ain't want to get no. Oh, yeah. Rest peace, Chino XL. Rest peace, Young Noble. Rest peace to Gaddafi of the Outlaws. Hope I ain't forgetting no one, but rest peace to fallen soldiers. And we about to read history. Timothy J. Blair, born January 3rd, 1967, passed on February 14th, rest in peace, 2013. Better known by his stage name, Tim Dog, was an American rapper from the Bronx, New York, and who rose to notoriety during the early 1990s with his debut LP, Penicillin on Wax. In 1991, in the diss track Blank Compton. It rhymes with duck, but put an F. Tim had already appeared on the songs with the Ultra Magnetic MCs and went on to do the form of duo Ultra with members Cool Keith. F. Compton appeared on XXL. Magazine's top 25 diss tracks of all time and earned Tim Dog's critical acclaim from progressive hip hop producer Blockhead, who said Tim Dog's The Dog's Gonna Get Ya off of Penicillin of on Wax is quite possibly the hardest song ever made. Nas refers Tim Dog on his track Where Are They Now from his 2006 album Hip Hop Is Dead. Then, despite Tim Dog's feud with Dr. Dre Eminem, who Dre had discovered, name checked him on track Ricky Tiki Talk on February 14, 2013. The media reported that Tim Dog died of complications from diabetes. By May 2013, he was under investigation for allegedly faking his death to avoid charges in grand larceny, and warrant was issued in Mississippi for his arrest. However, on September 15, 2015, it was finally confirmed that by MC News that Tim Dog had indeed died on February 14th, 2013, and had been initially reported a death certificate filed by DeKalb County, Georgia, putting an end to the speculation that he was still alive and trying to avoid his court-mandated deaths. Biography. During the early 1990s, seminal rap group NWA and several other West Coast rap artists were becoming popular within the hip-hop community, and magazines such as Word Up, you know what it is, and The Source provided significant coverage of the artists from Los Angeles. Shout out to LA Brothers, God bless them all. And successor NWA, Ninjas with Attitude. The word that rhymes with figure, replaced with an N. My ninjas, bigger. And they're focused on the South Central LA suburb of Compton via the Platinum album Straight Out of Compton 1989 had spawned a number of similar rap groups from the region, heavily influenced by the image and lyrics, the success of artists such as Compton's Most Wanted. Them some bad mofos right there. Shout out to Compton's Most Wanted and the Alcoholics. They bad motherfuckers too. Of course, my boy, the best motherfucker of all, Mr. Red himself, DJ Quick, led by the period of hip hop with gangster rap. Tim Dog's debut album, Penicillin on Wax, in 1991, included several additional diss tracks aimed at both Compton artists and then popular artists such as Kid and Play. What? And Kwame. I love Kid and Play now. The intro used the same beat as NWA's If I for Zagging album intro. Tim taunted, I stole your beat and made it better to show the whole world that you ain't nothing but a bunch of poi. The P word is another word, the name for a female cat. Not a rat, but a cat. Before he flies with bats. Before a number of disrespecting answering machines messages supported Tim's position as he rapped wearing all that black, driving them cars, but you still look whack. The track also attacked Dr. Dre for violence against women and challenged him to a fight. In another skit, DJ Quick's beat down. Tim Dog physically assaulted DJ Quick since the release incoming responses came the following years from the West Coast artists such as Snoop Dogg, DJ Quick, Compton's Most Wanted, or CMW if you want to call them that, Penthouse Players, Click, or PPC if you want to call them that, Roddy O and Joey Cool, or RJ and Twiggy Bird Walk, or TBC or TBL, Tweety Bird Loke or TBL. The track F Compton is sorted. Michelle A. Mr. Something's in my heart cause me through you. That Michelle A. But Tim Dog later expressed some sympathy for her in the skit Michelle A. conversation, which implied that Dr. Dre was beating her up, which she later said in public. He did apologize, so I give him. Tim followed up with the second album, Do or Die, not to be mistaken for the Midwest rappers, in 1993. The album represented Tim's shift of focus away from confrontational with the West Coast and instead concentrated on hardcore East Coast rap. The album contained a shout out to Tupac Shakur, Machiavelli, Woon. Tim thanked for assisting him when involved in a potentially violent situation when touring in California. Knows how yeah. In 1994, Tim released the EP B Words with a Perm. In other words, around snitch, itch, rich, or quitch, twitch. The second track, Dog Baby, was another diss to Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Tim Dog moved to the UK in 1995 and worked with UK artist Apache Indian. So did. But him then toured with Kool Keith and recorded several other tracks, including his August 2005 collaboration with Percy P. New York to the UK. Tim Dog had been the head of Rap Legends Recorders and previous co-founder Arturn Records in Los Angeles with Eddie Pook, president of Black Music Sony Records. Previously, he was the CEO, president of Big X City. Instead of X, has got a instead of C, got an X. Exit Entertainment, based in New York, and BMC Management, based in Atlanta. Salute to my cousins in the ATL. Due to my outcast and legal issues and death. In 2011, Tim Dog pleaded guilty for grand larceny for conning a woman, Esther Pilgrim, out of $32,000 in an online dating scam. He was sentenced to 5 years probation in order to pay institution of $19,000. The Pilgrim. The case was featured in the June 15, 2012 episode of Dateline NBC, which clarified that it was the best interest plea, PLEA, mother stinking E, offered plea to thefts. Tim Dog reportedly died of complications from diabetes on February 14, 2004 or 2013. However, the funeral was canceled and no death certificate autopsy existed. His family also stayed away from the media, claiming religious reasons as a justification for their shunning of the press and wanted to mourn in private. After Pilgrim alleged in May 2013, the Tim Dog's reported death may have been a scheme by Tim Dog to avoid payments to her. She came to public demanding Further investigations about his death, and warrant was issued in Mississippi for his arrest in case he was still alive. On September 15th, 2014, it was finally confirmed by NBC News that Tim Dog had indeed died on February 14th, 2013, and had been initially reported, a death certificate was filed in DeKalb County, Georgia, putting an end to the speculation that he was still alive and trying to avoid his court-mandated deaths. His discography: 1991, Penicillin on Wax; 1993, Do or Die; 1994, Big Words with a Perm EP. 1994, Big Words with a Perm, also known as aka the EP. 1996, Big Time with Cool Keith and as Ultra. 2003, Immortal. 2006, BX Warrior. I'm assuming that meant the Bronx. No, Bronx Brothers, correct me. 2009, Project X, Iconic with Cool Keith. And that's the story of Tim Dog. God rest the soul of the legends. We do this. Let's give our special X's for the late great Tim Dog, the late great Easy E, late great DMX, late great Big Pun, late great Bad AZZ, the Outlaw members we lost, the late great Outlaw members we lost, the late great Chino Excel. God bless my Puerto Rican brother, and all the other fallen soldiers. Rest in peace to them. Make sure you like, you share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You know how we do it. Like the party never ends. Hit the notification so every time I go live, you will see. We doing this from Bronx to Compton to Raleigh to Atlanta to Chicago to Cleveland to Chicago to the UK. And we motherfucking out with about like a cheating on the spouse. Now follow that, hit that Romans chapter 9, Luke chapter 6, Mark chapter 7, Revelation chapter 1, Luke chapter 9, Luke chapter 13, Luke chapter 1 also.